Hello students, welcome in the video lecture presentation series on molecular biology. Myself Dr. Deepak Koche, working as Professor, Department of Botany, Sri Shivaji College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Akola, Maharashtra. Today's lecture is on the topic restriction enzyme, which is one of the most important component of gene cloning and molecular biology as a whole. Now, this has been used nowadays in several molecular biology laboratories routinely. So, friends, these enzymes, they are usually called as the molecular scissors. Why? Because they used to cut double-stranded DNA at specific points. Basically, these are the restriction endonucleases. Okay? The endonuclease enzyme that has the ability to restrict or cut down. Okay. These enzymes are the naturally occurring enzymes, especially in the prokaryotic organisms like bacteria and viruses. And nowadays, this has been used in nearly almost all the genetic engineering laboratories across the globe, worldwide. Okay. Now, most of the bacteria, they are found use these particular restriction enzymes for their defense. Okay, to prevent or defend the bacteriophages which are feeding on the bacteria. These bacteria use these enzymes. These restriction enzymes prevent the multiplication of bacteriophage by cleaving its DNA at specific point. And this particular property has been utilized further in the molecular biology to develop n number of restriction enzymes. Okay, and here in case of the bacteria, after cleaving the DNA at specific point, the host DNA is protected by methylation, the side-by process, which add methyl group to adenine or cytosine bases within the recognition site. Okay, so the host DNA it is protected, while the phase DNA it is the breakdown or cleaved. Now coming towards the historical account of restriction enzymes, the term the restriction enzymes was coined by W. Arbour in 1960s. Arbour and Michelson discovered basically type 1 type of restriction enzymes. Okay. Later, Nathans and Smith in 1970s have isolated first true restriction enzymes. Okay, Smith, Kelly, and Wilcox, they have discovered type 2 restriction enzymes, and for their contribution in the field of restriction enzymes, Arbour, Nathans, and Smith were awarded with Nobel Prizes in 1978. Okay. This is the basic or fundamental information, historical account of the restriction enzymes. Till now, over 3000 restriction enzymes or restriction endonucleases have been studied in detail. Okay, and over 600 restriction enzymes are available in the market for the routine use in the molecular biology laboratory across the globe. Okay, for the DNA manipulation experimentation. Now, as I had already told you, Warner Arbour, Daniel Nathans and Hamilton Smith has been awarded with Nobel Prize in 1978 for their discovery or contribution of discovering different restriction enzymes. Now, coming towards the mechanism of restriction enzymes, how they cut down the DNAs, okay, at specific point. So, restriction enzymes primarily scan the entire length of DNA molecule, okay. Then they identify spatial site, recognition site or binding site, which are generally 4 to 6 base pair long. These, after identifying these particular recognition sites, they get bind to that particular area. Okay. Later, restriction enzymes make cut on the sugar phosphate backbone of the double helix DNA by hydrolyzing the phosphodiester bond. So this is the simple mechanism by which this particular restriction enzymes cut the DNA. It requires Mg dipositive for its catalytic activity, and after cutting these particular restriction enzymes may make two different types of ends, or these cuts make two different types of ends, that is blunt ends and sticky ends. Now what are the blunt ends? Blunt ends, you can identify if the vertical cut is there, that makes the blunt end. It has been shown here. Okay, so this blunt end, DNA fragments with blunt ends usually have less importance in genetic manipulation experimentation, and they used to join with another DNA molecule. So here you can observe that how the blunt ends has been created. Now the next one is the sticky end. This DNA fragment with sticky end is mostly been used in genetic manipulation experimentation, and this end, this is generally a zigzag like structure. Now from the available restriction enzymes, you can say that BAM-H2, then HIN3 and EcoRI, they are generally making the sticky ends, but ALU1, HAE triple 3, and these are generally creates the blunt ends. Okay, now we will a little bit see about the restriction enzymes, types of restriction enzymes. So these restriction enzymes are generally categorized on the basis of their composition, enzyme cofactor, the nature of target sequence and position of their DNA cleaving sites. On the basis of these properties, how that particular specific restriction enzyme behave. On the basis of that, they are classified into 4 different types: type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4 restriction enzymes. Okay, now coming towards the type 1 restriction enzymes, these are generally the complex endonuclease. They have recognition sequences about 15 base pairs, and they cleave the DNA about 1000 base pair away from 5 prime end of the sequence of TCA located with the recognition site. Remember this is very important property. They cleave the DNA about 1000 base pair away from 5 prime end of the sequence TCA located within the recognition site. Okay. They also require various cofactors like adenosyl methionine, hydrolyzed adenosine triphosphate, that is ATP, and Mg dipositive. They methylates the DNA sequences at the site of recognition, and they can also translocate the DNA sequences. These are the subgroups of this particular DNA type 1 restriction enzyme, that is HSDR, HSDM and HSDS. Okay. Now type 2 restriction enzymes, these are remarkably stable enzymes. Okay, they induce cleavage either within or outside the recognition site. They induce cleavage either within or outside the recognition site. They have recognition site with 4, 5 or 6 base pair, and mostly these recognition sites are GC rich. Okay, they requires only one cofactor, that is Mg dipositive. These are isolated for the first time, that it was the HIN2 in 1970, and they are mostly used in gene mapping experimentation. Okay, now type 2G restriction enzyme cleave outside the recognition sequences. Type 2P restriction enzyme cleave symmetric targets and cleavage at cleavage sites. Type 2S restriction enzyme cleaves asymmetrical cleavage sites at recognition site. Okay. Now the next one, that is type 3 recognition restriction enzymes. Now these type 3 restriction enzymes, they have the properties in between type 1 and type 2 restriction enzymes. Okay. They cleave the DNA in intermediate vicinity of the site of recognition. They cut DNA 20 to 30 base pairs away from the recognition site, and these restriction enzymes contain more than one component. Okay, so they have the intermediate properties in between type 1 and type 2 restriction endonucleases. Now coming to type 4 restriction endonucleases. These restriction endonucleases or restriction enzymes only cleave methylated DNA and does not show much sequence specificity. They are much simple. They are only cleave methylated DNA and does not show much sequence specificity. Now coming toward the nomenclature, it is a very important aspect how these enzymes get their names. So as per the International Union of Biochemists, it has been given as 3-letter first, and the first letter it indicates genus, second one it indicates species, third one it indicates strains. Okay, and then depending on order of isolation and recognition sites, they have been named according to 1, 2, 3, 4 likewise. Okay, so suppose the name EcoR1, which has been isolated from E. coli, it has been given it has the name EcoR1, that is genus it is isolated from Escherichia, species coli. Okay, this strain is R, and order of isolation is the further, that's why it is EcoR1. Okay, so like, and it has recognition site as this one. So all these, that is HIN3, it has been isolated from Haemophilus influenzae. BAM H1, it is isolated from Bacillus amelohyphus. Then SMI1, it is Serratia maceraceans. Okay, so here it has been given from where, which genus it has been isolated, which species it has been isolated, and which strain it has been isolated, and order of isolation and their recognition site has been given here. Okay, so you have to look very closely so that there should not be any confusion. Hope I had tried to make you understand this concept. Hope you understood this. If you have any issues regarding this description, then you can also mention in the comment. Okay, so before concluding, we have to revise its application. You know that this particular restriction enzymes has been used in DNA or gene cloning, that is rDNA technology or recombinant DNA technology, in almost all the laboratories. It is also used in gene sequencing, construction of cDNA laboratories, it has been used. Then gene mapping, it is also useful. RFLP analysis, AFLP analysis, it is also required. And differentiation of alleles from one another using SNP, single nucleotide polymorphism, it is also been used. So these particular restriction enzymes is a major component, because without this there is this task is impossible. That's why their contribution in molecular biology, particularly cloning, sequencing, mapping, and almost all the molecular biology experimentation, it is very essential. Okay, so hope you understood the concept, and if you have any queries, kindly mention in the chat box or comment. I will definitely try to solve the problems. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much.